All right, guys, good morning. Off topic here. I'm just going to do a video talking about some things. Um, so I just deleted a bunch of storage. My camera was full, so it shouldn't cut off because I had already done this a little bit. So basically, I want it's just funny how God orchestrates things, right? So I had talked about disrespect last night, and then I happened to come across this video about disrespect, stoicism, right? When people disrespect you. Um, Stoicism, we hear a lot about that, and it's basically, I had somebody say to me, this woman talking to me after she disrespected me, Jesus was tortured and he still forgave people. It's not about the question of forgiveness, okay? A lot of times it's just about choosing. It's not about a lack of endurance. It's a lack of an it's how do I say this? It's an intentional choice to put yourself around people who will enrich your lives, okay? Um I think there's different levels. I think we can have people who, I went to church and this guy, like I said, prayed for me, lifted me up. We need people around us, especially in church, who are going to lift us up and who are going to show us new things, right? Because we're always trying to grow in life. We don't want to stay, some things we want to keep that never change, great. I mean, I used to have people sign my yearbook that said, Mel, don't ever change. You're awesome. But we also want to have people around us who will challenge us, help us to grow, help us to be more Christ-like. But yet, I just think it's just super important to have healthy people around you because it hinders your growth if you don't. It hinders your peace of mind, your ability to be your best, right? To a point, though. I don't believe in just totally, being like separate, like separatistness. Some Christians believe in that. I don't believe in that completely. Jesus was also friend of sinners, right? So he didn't always have the best people around him. Not always. I mean, he had idiots for disciples half the time, right? So, he was willing to be friends with the worst of the worst. And I think, there is this balance of people who refresh you and you appreciate them so much, and they can be, a friend, a special friend that you appreciate. And then there's those who, are in your life and they just, you know, may need a friend or they need someone to encourage them. Um, where you look at Jesus' example, it may not always match up with Stoicism. So we need to be careful of that philosophy in of itself. But I think we can make wise decisions. We can put ourselves around people who are on the same page, running in life the same way, and trying to improve themselves daily. And you know, it's again the disrespect. Like, I mean, abortion is extremely disrespectful, right? Extremely. I don't know almost anything that's more disrespectful than abortion. And we have Kamala Harris saying, oh, let's do more abortions. That kind of stuff can bring people down big time. It's dark. It affects people's mental health. I was talking to somebody who Ubered me yesterday. Cool guy, writing a book. I told him I've got a book. I've just got to, I'm too insecure right now to put it out because I need someone to edit it and look at it. And he was talking about how he's in a creative writing class, and I shared my story with him, and he's like, man, that's awful. That abortion, that is just awful. And I said, well, he went in the military and he had a lot of stuff happening to him. So his book, which I said I want to read it when it comes out, is about basically fictional characters that have gone through post-traumatic stress in the army, in the military and how he gives them voice in his writing. And I'm like, that is so cool. You could change people's lives with that kind of writing. You could give voice to the men who are suffering and friends he has had who had killed themselves, which is very common in the military because there's so much he was saying that you have to process that you can't. And especially him as a musician, artist type person, for him the military was very difficult. And so there, I mean, he could take his writing skills and just change the military basically, right? I think that's so cool. So, as I was talking about the abortion, he really appreciated me sharing some stuff because I said, I even had to process seeing something differently where the doctor basically threw my clothes at me and said, hey, get dressed. Put your clothes on and get dressed. He just threw them at me. He's like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, no, I'm not. He was very disgusted. And I said, and I took that extremely personal at the time. I mean, like I said, I was a young, naive kid. And later on, when I had talked to someone else, she was like, I knew Dr. Black, and he didn't want to do abortions at first. And then he was kind of pressured into it. And so he probably was more disgusted with himself. And I think that is probably what was really going on because he was just, his whole mannerism the whole time was just one of just, very impatient, very rude, very like, let's get this over with kind of thing. Not real nice to me, not gentle at all, just real rough with me, right? So, what I'm trying to say is abortion is very disrespectful, even if someone's nice to you. I mean, the nurse was nice to me. She's like, it's going to be okay, honey. It's going to be okay. And she's holding my hand and everything. Even that, though, it's still, the fact that it was done is very disrespectful. So, there are times, you just forgive these people. You forgive the doctor, you forgive the nurse, you forgive their ignorance. And would I, if they were alive today, I know Dr. Black is gone, would I really be friends with him? I don't think that I really would personally because everybody has their limits, right? Everyone has, I mean, some people could be like, yeah, let's be best friends. I'm a doctor who is an abortion. I get this. We can be buddies. But for me being on the receiving end of that, I don't think my personal boundaries would be okay with that. So I think everyone has their limits. Everyone has a different personality. We need to put that into place when we talk about people disrespecting you, and it's not just a black and white, oh, well, Jesus was tortured, so you can just be my best friend right now. No, there are different things people have been through. Some people have to put up boundaries and say, look, you're going to make me stumble. It's just, I mean, you don't have to say it, but you're going to actually be worse for me, then I can't even really be your friend, right? So we have to have wisdom and consider a lot of things when we have relationships. It's not an easy 1, 2, 3. Respect is a foundation to any relationship. It builds on trust. It builds on vulnerability. It builds on so much. Respect is foundational, and I do agree with that with the Stoicism. So it's not a lack of, hey, I can't endure. Again, I give up. No, it's I'm choosing wisely what I want in life. So I think that should level women up right there and think about the people you have around you. Are they bringing you down? Are they lifting you up? I had just a great time yesterday Ubering. I had another guy who picked me up. He had wanted to know if I was single. I said, nope, I'm married. And we had gotten to know each other a little bit. And through connections, I actually knew someone he knew. And it was interesting. He actually said, forgive me for being, what was the word? Not nosy, but, asking a little, taking too much leeway. And I said, I forgive you. It's okay. It was a small offense, no big deal to me. And that's where, again, my personal convictions can come in. And I can feel like, yeah, I can be a friend to you even though you just basically, you know, maybe hit on me a little bit with, being too forward, I guess would be the question, would be the way to say that. Um, so, there's there's times just to forgive small offenses pretty quickly. And so then I had another Uber driver. This was a grandfather, cool guy. We had talked about my divorce a little bit, and he's a Christian. All three of my Uber drivers yesterday were Christians. It was crazy. One of the guys I talked about, who he was a writer, he was a youth group pastor too, and that was cool. So God has a way of ordaining like everything if you just look, for His hand. Um, and so my point with this whole video is, you want peace of mind. You want people who don't disrupt your harmony, who you can live out your life, and you can run in life, right? But yet, there are times that you do need to, I don't want to say lower your standard, but be merciful because God is merciful, and make time for those who have hurt you. And so, like I said, abortion is pretty disrespectful. My father, I didn't really ever disrespect him. There was some communication issues and misunderstandings, definitely. But I also know as a mother, it was very important for me to put some boundaries up with my parents. And because I had done that, it became we can't grandparent. So that was an issue that I had to take care of. And when you have people who say, I can't grandparent because you've chosen to mother a certain way, that is very disrespectful. And I've talked about that on my channel, how you have to put the boundaries up for your motherhood so that you can succeed in motherhood, right? And the same with your marriage. You have to put the boundaries up. If you want your marriage to succeed, you have to have boundaries up in your marriage. You have to be able to be on the same page, and the gap should not be that big in your marriage. You should be able to be very close to being on the same page, and be able to talk things out. And if there's consistent disrespect, which the end of my marriage became like that, consistently disrespecting somebody, you've got to address it. You have to confront it. You have to be like, this is not okay. You're trying to destroy me, and it's not acceptable. So, ladies, I just want to talk about level yourself up some more. Pick relationships where people will just encourage you, help you to grow, love you to pieces, and really enrich your life, because life is too short for a lot of crap. And that's basically what I got for now. I will be doing another video with exercise. I just posted one with the swimming last night. Just even for me, where I have somebody who contacts me on email about coaching with all kinds of classes and stuff. Stay on it, whether it's a visual reminder that I put up here sometimes, a visual reminder to get to working out, or whether you have a coach that says, hey, join me for my next Zoom. We're going to talk about stress, or we're going to talk about how to eat right. Always have something in your life, and I will probably be myself watching some videos today about more ways to get in more exercise. And like I said, I've increased my water intake, which I'm very proud of that. It's just been something like I haven't really been a person who has liked water growing up, probably because we had iron in our water. And so find all these ways to continue to improve yourself and just always level up. I was watching a video with Ivana Trump, and I watched Ivanka Trump. And, these ladies are an inspiration to me. When the divorce happened with Donald Trump, Ivanka, I mean, Ivana wrote a book, and I didn't realize that. And she just said, so many husbands cheat. So many husbands don't love their wives. And her motto is don't get mad, get everything. And she succeeded, I think, quite a bit even through her divorce. So if you have a divorce, you can still succeed. And look at others who have gone through what you have gone through in life, whether it's abortion. And I was telling this guy yesterday, it's great that we talk about abortion now, because when it's in the dark, you cannot heal. Whether you have other women who have been through abortion, or whether they've been through, divorce, or whatever it is, take stuff from other people that have been through stuff, learn from the wisdom of books from them, or TV clips, or whatever, and learn something from other people. So that's what I got for this morning with mindset. Just some things to think about today, and keep on improving your lives. And I will be starting my breakfast too. Take the extra time too to think about breakfast. Don't just go in the morning and just grab anything. Take extra time to think about what you're eating, and choose wisely what you're eating each day. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.